As president of the German NGO Welthungerhilfe, I want to congratulate IFPRI to the birthday, but the most important for me today is to give you an example of one possibility to influence food policy in a complex world. When the former director of IFPRI, Per Pinstrup Andersen, started publishing in German newspaper in the 19th, he soon attracted our attention and a number of very productive contacts were made. These exchanges later were intensified when Joachim von Braun took over the IFPRI. Today he is the director of the CEF in Germany and also the vice president of Welthungerhilfe. Preparing conferences together or jointly participating in them strengthens the cooperation between Welthungerhilfe and IFPRI. But the Global Hunger Index was what eventually became our focus. We published the first edition of this report in the year 2006. Apart from Joachim von Braun, two people in particular invested heavily in the index back then, and partly still do, Doris Wiesmann and Klaus von Grebenmer. We are happy to see that the current IFPRI director, Schengen Fan, and thank you for this, is continuing our fruitful collaboration. This October we presented the 10th Global Hunger Index. It was also a birthday. And for us as Welthungerhilfe, this report is the most important publication of the year, and we can proudly announce that this time the index received more international media attention than ever before. It was a report about hunger and war, conflicts, hunger in countries with war. We work in some of these countries and we know the influence of war and conflicts to the hunger situation in South Sudan, in Somalia, in Syria, in Niger, to give some examples. Once again, several countries will base political debates on this extremely well-researched report, which will hopefully also lead to some desperately needed changes. The Global Hunger Index has become an international point of reference in the debate around food security. It serves politicians, NGOs, and donors and helps them to set their priorities. What exactly is it that makes our report so distinctive? What is the reason behind the success? We think that it's the extraordinary combination of an open-minded research institute, IFPRI, that doesn't hide in an ivory tower, and a down-to-earth organization like ours and Concern that has extensive on-the-ground experience. Changing world for me is always this cooperation between politics, between research institutes, between NGOs, between countries in which we work. We are quite literally down to earth with our focus on agriculture and small-scale farming in the countries that we work in. The index has repeatedly influenced the work of Welthungerhilfe in very concrete ways. The report's country results regularly offer an important orientation for Welthungerhilfe's country portfolio and strategic program planning. And there are always discussions in our partner countries about this index. For example, the index of 2009 once again pointed out the strong relationship between gender inequality and hunger. In order to fight hunger successfully, we need to empower women, socially, economically, and politically. We discussed this in this morning. The report, published in 2010, Crisis of Child Undernutrition and the 1000-Day Window of Opportunity, led to a stronger focus on mother and child malnutrition in Welthungerhilfe's work. We discussed the importance of nutrition in a panel before this. The nutrition is now, for us in Welthungerhilfe, an integral part of our strategy and program work. Also very relevant for us was the index of 2012 on how to ensure sustainable food security under conditions of water, land, and energy stress. Our case study in Sierra Leone, for example, was able to contribute timely data relating to large-scale land investments in the country, and even the government of Sierra Leone discussed with us the results of this report. So let me repeat how pleased we as Welthungerhilfe, and I speak also for concern, we are with a strong connection between the IFPRI and Welthungerhilfe and what our collaboration has led to already. And the SDGs, which 193 nations ratified, are a fantastic opportunity to remind ourselves again of the responsibilities that we have. Earlier, we discussed the question of a working marriage, and Wolfgang Jahrmann spoke about the ménage à trois. I think the work of IFPRI, Concern and Welthungerhilfe is more a ménage of trois. I know that these ménages à trois are very difficult normally, but this ménage à trois is working, and we wish that we will work together for in the next years that we have many World Hunger Indexes, and that it's our contribution to change the situation in the world. Thank you for this, and thank you for inviting the Welthungerhilfe to this event. Thank you.